Hi, I'm Ondřej Žižka. I'm gonna take a few minutes today to introduce Windup. Windup is an open source project that is intended to help migration from different application platforms to JBoss. Different platforms include WebLogic to JBoss, WebSphere to JBoss, perhaps even JBoss to JBoss if you are upgrading. It runs either against the source code or compiled applications, for which it uses the compiler. It's kicked off by the command line and it profiles different resources within the application to produce HTML report that will help with assessment of the application and the migration after. Windup report shows several views on the information gathered. The first view you see is the 10,000 feet view, which shows very quickly what the application is made of. Then a report of things that will require your attention during migration, and the index of the same information sorted by cause. And then various specialized reports like EJB report showing EJB beans, JPA report showing entities, and so on. Besides that, each analyzed file is available as a source code with the highlighted places with an advice on how to proceed. Windup does two things. It classifies the resources at various levels like jars, data sources, WSDL endpoints, JNDI calls, and descriptors, which is used to recognize what the application consists of. And it provides hints on how to migrate the code which needs it, according to your target platform. In other words, if you have an application that you are responsible for migrating, Windup makes it very simple to jump for an application you may have no knowledge of and very quickly come up to speed. We also define story points, which give you a rough estimate of how much effort the migration will take. So, what are story points? It's an agile methodology definition of effort. The reason we use it as opposed to hours is that for teams with different previous migration experience, the migration tasks will take different time. The application details and the migration index views link to all of the resources that Windup recognized as relevant to the migration. Within this linked resources view, Windup shows full syntax highlighting of different resources like Java files, XMLs, JSP files, manifests, and so on. And at the very top of this source view, it's going to show the classification of this source, of this resource. So we can say, hey, it's a WebLogic application lifecycle listener, and it must be migrated, for instance. Additionally, we can provide links, as you can see here, to relevant articles defining how to migrate that particular resource, and you can add these links very easily. You can also see that we can add inline hints to the source code. So in this particular case, the Ambient server is doing a context lookup from initial context. And so Windup has provided full syntax inline hints that describe how to migrate JNDI reference to JBoss. Extending Windup is very easy. There is no Java code required at all. It's all XML. And the whole idea is that you can very quickly add your rules. Windup itself packages a default set of rules and you can add your own into the folder in your user directory. Windup project provides a quick starts repository on GitHub, so you can very quickly stop out a new Windup migration rule and then provide it back to the project so it can be incorporated in the base rule set. So what do Windup rules look like? All of the Windup rules targeting Java project migration are in a special XML syntax. You may find the rules on GitHub in the Windup-rulesets repository. How can you contribute? Even if you don't have time to create rules, we appreciate to know what Windup should cover. If you know how to migrate something not covered by Windup rules yet, create a Jira issue at issues.jboss.org/browse/windup-rule, or just send us an email to windup-users@lists.jboss.org. If you create a rule, you can attach it to Jira or email. Ideal, of course, would be a pull request to github/windup/windup-rulesets. If you have any questions, you can contact us directly on these contacts. All information you need is at windup.jboss.org.